Okay, so we've removed the radiator. We're left with the condenser for the air conditioning. We're going to leave that in. There's enough clearance where we don't need to remove both. So the next thing we need to do is disconnect all the oxygen sensors. There's one here. I believe there's another one back here for the... I mean, you can basically just trace them up from the exhaust, but here's one. I believe... Oh, there's more of them. You can see I blew the front axle boot, just blew out, so kind of perfect timing. Here's another oxygen sensor, and then also before you take the engine out you need to disconnect that. You disconnect the main as well as the smaller one right beside it. The ground strap, I believe, comes off. Here's another oxygen sensor up top. So you got to get all that stuff out of there, and so that's what I'm gonna do right now, is disconnect all the oxygen sensors. After that, I'm going to disconnect the fuel lines, and I have a cup that I can use just to kind of catch the fuel because it's going to spill even though I depressurize the system. So just have something, or a rag, something that you can catch as much fuel as possible so you don't stink up your garage forever. So that's where we're at, and then after we disconnect all of the O2 sensors, then we start working on the belts, the alternator, the AC compressor, start removing all of that stuff. You can take off the upper hose, yeah, so there's these two bolts and this one, and then you also need to remove the belts. So you have to, I think I screwed this up last time. I didn't loosen that before I started using this adjuster screw, and I snapped it, so I had to get a new one. So be careful when you're doing that. That's actually a relatively new piece. And all this shit you see all over it, that's power steering fluid, because I stupidly disconnected that before I depressurized the system, and so no biggie, but you know, it's a mess.